So welcome to the Minnesota Rovers. We're really glad to have you here. We do this intro show twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring, to tell people what we're about and hope that you will join us. So is there anyone tonight who's joining a Tuesday presentation for the first time? Just maybe raise your hand or put your hand up. Yeah, I see a few. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here. So tonight's agenda includes a couple of things. So we will have a quick introduction to what the Minnesota Rovers is about. And then one of our members is a really wonderful slideshow creator. And so she has put together a slideshow that's about 8 minutes long. Of slides of photos from trips over the past couple of years from Rover trips. And so you'll be able to see some of the beautiful places we've been to. We'll talk about member benefits, and then we'll have an opportunity to break out into different rooms for various activities. So some of our members have volunteered to talk about climbing or paddling or biking. And so you'll be able to go into those breakout rooms and talk with folks and ask questions if you want to. And then at the end, we will have time for question and answers or some social time. So the Minnesota Rovers is a nonprofit organization, and we are governed by a board of directors. We are really fortunate this year to have a fabulous group of people who have volunteered their time to serve in various positions. And so I just want to take this opportunity right now to thank each of them for serving this year. Many things would not get done behind the scenes if it wasn't for them. So the publicity and the paying the bills and lending out our equipment from our equipment locker, all those things happen because folks have volunteered their time, and we are deeply grateful for that. So the Minnesota Rovers, as you maybe are a little bit familiar with, is an outdoor recreation club. We do activities year-round. Summer, we're finishing up summer activities, moving into fall, and thinking and looking forward to winter activities. We have a variety of levels from beginner to advanced, and we offer almost any kind of activity, non-motorized activity that you can think of. So backpacking and hiking, we'll be talking about the backpacking program in just a little bit. Rock climbing, indoor and outdoor, skiing and snowshoeing in the winter, and downhill skiing and snowboarding, paddling, biking, camping. And then we have our conservation and volunteering and trail clearing. So most of these are coordinated by the members themselves. And I would encourage you to check out our trips page at mnrovers.org on the website for more details for trips that are coming up over this next couple months. Our trips include both day trips and overnight trips. And so as you look at the site, you may see something that's just offered for an afternoon or a morning, a hike or a paddle or something friendly like this mini pumpkin regatta that's happening in Lebanon Hills. So you do not have to be a member to join any of the day trip activities. Our members organize basically almost all of the activities you see. They choose a day, a time, a location, and then they invite others to join them for something that they want to do, and they just want people to come and join them. So do not have to be a member to come on a day trip, and we welcome you to come and check us out. During the summer, some of the day trips that we offer are bike rides, and we have some members who have been organizing weekly bike rides. So on Monday night, Thursday night, and then some weekend trips also that go out on some of the different trails in the area, or I think some road biking too, but long and short bike rides throughout the summer and the fall, even into the winter. And Pam will be in a breakout room if you'd like to meet with her later this evening. We also have overnight activities, which can run from a couple days to a long weekend to longer. Membership is required to join on overnight activities, except for trail clearing trips and what we call our extravaganza, which you'll hear about in just a minute. You can borrow gear if you're a member from our equipment locker for free for posted trips. And so that's a benefit that we'll also be talking about in just a minute too. You'll notice that we have multiple activities for during the fall. And when we get to the extravaganza, you'll also see that we will try to pack a lot of fun into just one weekend. So our extravaganza is a weekend trip that is open to non-members. It's a chance for you to come and check us out before you become a member. We will have camping supplies that you can borrow for the weekend if you need them. If you don't have a tent or a sleeping bag, we can line you up with one of those. The cost varies depending on how long you decide to stay. So if you want to stay for the whole weekend, which is Friday night and Saturday night camping and Saturday night dinner and Sunday breakfast, it's $25. That's the maximum that you would pay. Or you can just camp for one night, just come for dinner. And so the cost varies depending on what you decide to do. This fall, it will be out at Baker Park Reserve, which is in Maple Plain, and happens at the end of September 30th through October 2nd. And this is a sample schedule of what you might expect. So our extravaganza coordinators work hard to line people up to volunteer to do different activities throughout the weekend. And so there could be a long hike or a long bike ride that starts in the morning on Saturday. There might be a couple-hour hike in the afternoon. We'll have dinner then on Saturday evening. And then we often have entertainment on Saturday night. On Sunday then we get up, we have breakfast, and then after cleaning up, we end up going out and doing some more activities until we pack up and go home. So rock climbing or hiking or biking. On this Friday, this fall, I believe there will be a potluck with s'mores and a fireside chat on Friday night. So if you come on Friday night, we will kind of kick it off with that potluck. So we do have a beginner backpacking program, and I am wondering if Josh?
I'm Josh Brand. I'm the founding facilitator of our current beginner backpacking program. And it's a great program. We're all volunteer driven, just like any other activity within the Rovers. And so this program is delivered by volunteers to help grow our awesome backpacking community. And it's got a number of components to it to help you if you need a little bit of assistance to get going with backpacking. We start you off with 6 educational sessions that are delivered by all by volunteers. And then we move you on to day training hikes where you learn how to pack and adjust a backpack and get used to hiking with it. We then move you on to overnighters. So you get out, at a local state park, close to a parking lot, pretty low risk if you have any issues. And then we finish it up with a 2 to 3 night trip to get you a little bit more experience moving camp and with backpacking overall. We also have some starter beginner gear lists to help you think about what you might want to bring. So we've got a lot that can help you get going with backpacking if you're interested in getting into it, or even if you don't know if you want to get into it. So with all of those different aspects of the program, it is a progressive program. So we do, first of all, ask that you have previous car camping experience and the ability to hike up to 5 miles in a day. In terms of the prerequisites, we start you off with the educational sessions, and which enables you to go on the enables you to go on the day hike after you've completed the choosing, fitting, and packing backpacks. After you've completed all of those education sessions in the day hike, then you're ready to go on the overnight trip, which preps you to go on the 2 to 3 night trip. So the name of the game here is easing you into it slowly, to help ensure you've got a good comfort level with backpacking. Next slide. Now, to top it all off, one of the great things about the Minnesota Rovers is our equipment locker. So one of the fantastic benefits with being a Rover is for just $25 a year to be a member, you get access to our equipment locker to borrow, not rent, but borrow equipment for any official Minnesota Rovers event. So basically, if it's posted to the website. We did recently do a nice refresh on all of our backpacking equipment within the equipment locker. So we've got jet boil stoves, packs, sleeping pads, tents, and then some. So any of those high dollar, high ticket items that you might not want to spend on if you're not sure if you want to get into backpacking yet, we can help you out with. So it's a great way to get into backpacking on a budget, try it out, see if you like it, and make some friends along the way.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. So in addition to the outdoor activities that we do, we also take care of the outdoors that we play in. And so we have various conservation trips throughout the year. So this fall, we have a prairie seed collection that's happening later this month. And then also buckthorn removal that will happen at the end of October down at Murphy-Hanrahan. We also do trail maintenance for the Border Route Trail, which is something that's a real special point of pride for the Rovers. About 50 years ago, some Rovers were involved in creating it. And we've been maintaining it ever since. It runs for about 65 miles along the border of Minnesota and Canada, from Grand Portage, about 65 miles west. So there will be a fall maintenance trip, so look for that on our website. We also, in addition to the conservation stuff, activities, we also do some various volunteering throughout the year. And so many of our members have worked with an organization called Free Bikes for Kids, which cleans and preps donated bikes that are then given to children. And what do I need to do here? There. They clean the bikes up and get them ready and then donate them to children who need a bike. We have also worked with REI throughout the year, in the summer and in the fall. And then at the Lopit. Our Tuesday meetings are held starting at 7 o'clock. We meet every Tuesday and have a presentation on any number of educational topics, also, or trip reports, trip slideshows, and we welcome you to join us. We meet outdoors at Como Park in St. Paul during the summer, And starting next Tuesday, we will, for the foreseeable future, be meeting on Zoom. Normally we would have met at McAllister, but we are meeting on Zoom for now. Our presentations are, many of them, the majority of them are available on our YouTube channel. And so if you go to YouTube and look for the Minnesota Rovers, you will be able to find many of them. Some of the past ones that have been very popular were one called 6 Different Grand Canyon Trip Options, and then also the camper van experience. Looking forward, next week, we will be backpacking the Alaskan Resurrection Pass Trail. And then later on in the fall, we will be on the Appalachian Trail, doing some wildlife tracking, hut-to-hut hiking in Sweden, and then also the indigenous history of Lake Minnetonka and the Inca Trail. So hats off to Fran. She has, for several years now, been doing our presentations and doing just a wonderful job of lining people up. And so with that, I am going to start this slideshow. Jen Oberg has done a wonderful job, and so sit back and enjoy it.
Put your weary soul to rest. Yeah, I will try to do my best to keep you safe inside this nest and keep your gravity from pulling you to earth. I'd like to say this gets more clear when it's more cloudy every day, but summer's gonna come and burn the stormy clouds and all the doubt away. Sleep, little girl, 'cause when you wake it's gonna be a different world. So close your eyes and say goodbye to spring. It's true, the spring is coming to an end. You're not that fragile anymore. I know what's there behind that door, and it's just waiting in the wings to pull you in. I know you think you're safe in here inside these insulated walls, but I can't hold this house together, not forever, yeah, soon it's gonna fall. Sleep, little girl, 'cause when you wake it's gonna be a different world. Everything will change. Everything will change. This door's slamming shut. It's gonna catch you if you're ready or you're not. So close your eyes and say goodbye to spring. Slow down, 'cause winter's just around the bend. Don't make a sound and close your eyes and say goodbye, yeah. Sleep, little girl, 'cause when you wake it's gonna be a different world. Everything will change. Everything will change. This door's slamming shut. It's gonna catch you if you're ready or you're not. So close your eyes and close your eye to spring. Sleep, little girl, everything will change. This door's slamming shut, it's gonna catch you if you're ready or you're not. So close your eyes and say goodbye to spring. Outer space, and I was sprung out from the earth. We laid down face to face to witness our rebirth, and I'm not leaving while you're breathing. I won't run away. They say it won't last, you'll move along. We're moving too fast, I know they're wrong, 'cause we are like invisible light in the dark. And there's an endless road on the edge of the map, so let's pack our hats in a burlap sack and go. Men stare and women sigh, and children dark their eyes. But we're tall, our heads are high, and I wanna apologize. Oil and water, prince and pauper, not so far apart. They say it won't last, you'll move along, but we're moving too fast, I know they're wrong, 'cause we are like invisible light in the dark. And there's an endless road on the edge of the map, so let's pack our hats in a burlap sack and go. Leaves are falling, we are stalling, seasons come and go, but winter's chill won't leave me ill. I'll fight, you'll fight. Toothpaste and lemonade, polka dots and stripes. You're a dark night, and I'm the day. We're a wreck, and that's alright. You're the pin that's sticking into me, the hand grenade. They say it won't last, you'll move along. If we're moving too fast, I know they're wrong, 'cause we are like invisible light in the dark. And there's an endless road on the edge of the map, so let's pack our hats in a burlap sack and go.
Well, thank you, Jen. That was, again, wonderful. Yes. Yay! So I'll just go over a couple of the membership benefits before we move out into the breakout groups. With Rovers, the members have a wide variety of outdoor experience. And so your trip coordinators have experience from many different activities and are very willing to share their knowledge. That's something I've always been impressed with since the moment I joined. Our trips are often very inexpensive there because they are cost shared. No one's making any money by coordinating or planning a trip. So the cost is what the trip cost. And so many of them will end up being very inexpensive. You know, a weekend might just be $25. You've heard about this next one. There's the free use of outdoor gear on Rover trips. And so we maintain an equipment locker at 280 in Como, so on the border of St. Paul and Minneapolis. And in just a minute, you'll see a slide with some of the things that it has in it. But that is, again, free if you are a Rover member going on an official Rovers trip, including the backpacking trips. We also have an e-group for our members. And so you can join that and hear about last minute events or trips that don't make it to the website. There's also a gear swap subgroup where you can say you've upgraded your tent and you have a second tent now that you no longer need. You can put that on the subgroup and offer it to someone else who might be interested. We also have vendor discounts with some local and not so local places, the climbing gym, some sporting goods stores, bike shops, an outfitter, including a skiing outfitter up on the North Shore. And all of this is on our website at www.mnrovers.org. So if you want to go and look at the discounts or the gear, you can do that. Our equipment locker, as I mentioned, is chock full. It is so full, we keep thinking about getting a bigger one, but backpacking and camping stuff. So if you need a tent or a sleeping bag or a stove or a backpack, we have all that. We have some kayaks and canoes. We also have group gear in case you are organizing a trip that's larger. Biking, snowshoes, we have lots of snowshoes. So come winter, we'd love to get those used. And so you're probably asking, how much does it cost to have all this fun? And it's $25 if you live in the 7-county metro area. If you are a full-time student or live outside the metro area, it is only $10. So check your couch cushions and your coat pockets because it's pretty darn affordable. I would like to, before we break up into our breakout sessions, I would like to acknowledge that none of this would happen without the many, many, many volunteers who give their time and make this club happen. So the intro show coordinators and the people who are now doing the breakout sessions, thank you. To Sue, thank you. You put so much time into this. Trip coordinators, you know, if you guys didn't come up with the trips and post them, we wouldn't have them to go on. So conservation, the Extravaganza, Tuesday meeting presenters, board members, the beginning backpacking volunteers. We have so many people to thank and be grateful for. So give yourself a round of applause if you find yourself in any of these categories. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Sue, who's going to talk to us about the breakout sessions.
Hey everyone, so glad to have you with us. This is the part of the intro show where you get to talk to actual rovers who have been on the trips that you saw in that video. There are, looks like 8 breakout rooms, and we've named them by different kinds of activities, and we have expert members and volunteers hosting each of those rooms. So you can talk with them about what's going on, what you're interested in doing. And you'll be able to jump in and out and visit multiple breakout rooms. So don't feel like you're just stuck with one activity. If you like them all, go visit them all. They'd love to talk to you. So I'm gonna press my little magic button over here.
And you want me to stop sharing?
Yeah, you can stop sharing.
Yeah, okay.
So you should see that you've been invited to join a breakout room. Yes? Is that showing up on your screen? Just pick a room that you would like to go visit. And I'll be staying in this main room if you have any questions or need help going to a different room.